Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this. The podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers, let's go.
It's the Cotton Candy Princess, Tiffany Avatar, and I am here to sweeten yet another podcast. That's right, Can Crushers. Welcome to Candyland.
Hello! Listen now, folks. Listen. Because somebody won't be here for 2 weeks, and I'm really sad. I know we weren't here last week, but that story is to come. But this is a planned 2 weeks off for the 13-year in a making.
The nuptials are almost upon us.
They are knocking.
They are knocking at the door, and they're going to kick it down next week.
By the way, something will probably be pre-recorded next week. Just letting you know. But Sir Michael Jenks will be off for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Because
do my thing. Kimberly is wants to marry this fool, so we're doing it.
Stop.
When she comes to her senses, we're gonna do this.
Okay, good for you guys. Guys, welcome to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast, where nothing makes sense, but we talk wrestling at some point during the show.
Well, exactly. Well, we gotta get out the college football and nuptial talk beforehand.
By the way, I wasn't even going to start there, but shit went awry. We got our sweatshirts in from 6 months ago when we were planning all this, and we just kind of forgot to tell them. Did we tell them? I don't remember if we told them.
No, I don't think we did. Wait, for the upcoming season?
Yeah.
We told them. The T-shirts and that. We told them our teams and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did tell them that, yeah. That was that 1 week we were on in the middle of winter.
Okay. And then we took off because...
But
do you 16 more times?
Do you want to recap that?
Who did
you get? Who did you get?
Michigan State, and I'm all right with it.
And
I have to go number one, but Michigan State I'm happy with.
I got Georgia, so I mean, I can't go wrong with that. But Oregon, Georgia, I mean, wouldn't have been my choice, but hey, you know what? I'll take a Georgia.
It's a mystery box, and we will do it again next year.
Yep, 100%.
Hopefully they were just weaning us into it to see if we really were going to. And next year we get like Delaware State or somebody like that.
I hope we get Delaware State. Or get Delaware, get the Blue Hen. I'll rock the Blue Hen. That'd be nice.
It would be nice. Are you happy with your draft over there, Buccaneers?
I think I am. We didn't fall into the Shador trap in round 5 or at all.
Didn't get pranked by anybody?
Didn't get pranked by anybody. Nah, I think we are. I think we drafted the receiver of the future, or one of the receivers of the future, because Mike Evans, God love his soul, he's going to get that 1,000-yard to break Jerry Rice this year, but that'll be 12 years they've been doing it, so it wouldn't be surprising if he's on his merry way in the next year or two.
Without a doubt.
Happy trails, happy retirement, and then we got a receiver to kind of back up Godwin, so.
When he doesn't come back this year.
Exactly. So, how about you? How about the Steelers?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm happy we didn't go down the Shador trap in the second or third round, which we were really locked into for a hot minute, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? I like the lineman we got. Definitely liked, and as much as Steeler fans are going to hate this, Boswell is $4.5 million this year or whatever. I know he's amazing, and he could go someplace and hurt us. He has Ben fucking Sauls now, who knows how to kick there. He has the longest kick there in college history. I'm happy about it. The Doggos are happy about Ben Sauls being on Pitt.
Doggos are losing their goddamn mind over it. I mean, apparently I'm raising Steeler fans in this house, but I mean, it's not a bad idea. Save yourself some money. If the kid knows how to kick in the stadium, why not?
And he's left-footed. That's even better.
Even better.
I don't know why it's better, but it's better.
Gives him a competitive advantage. We'll go with that.
Sure it does. Sure does. Overall, though, yeah, I like what they did. I like that they got Will Howard for later on down the line. I still don't know where we're going up and down with this whole Aaron Rodgers thing. I don't wish to get him, but
it seems like they're going down that path.
He's just not going to sign until after spring training or whatever the hell it's called now.
I do think he was waiting to sign to see what they did in the draft.
Yeah.
Like, that was his goal, was, okay, what are you guys actually going to do here before I sign with you?
Yeah.
So.
Get it. I get it. Mean mugging over there all of a sudden.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
There's a squirrel outside.
And now there's a person at the front door. I have a Ring doorbell now, so.
Oh, so they're watching the video.
Yeah. Oh, somebody made a delivery. Could that be why? I'm parked in the driveway again.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitches. Alright.
But, yeah, I mean, overall, how have you been 2 weeks since, we were on? We had a lot to cover, so, yada yada.
I've been good. It's been, I will say a little stressful, but, that happens when you're going to the wedding tunnel through it to the end. So, just, I don't know.
He didn't mean tunnel, Kimberly. He didn't mean tunnel.
Tunnel of love. Tunnel of love.
Okay.
But, it's just been something, yeah, right. We're getting on the other side of it. We're ready. I think through the planning phase, it's just, let's get to the day. Let's execute on what we have to and be in good spirits about it. So I think that's where we're at.
All your misfortunes and tragedies will be forgotten that day. I'll tell you that right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you get to see me cut a rug.
I'm dying for that. I can't wait for that. Everybody's going to be cutting a rug, I think. So it'll be a really fucking good time.
I hope so. I fucking hope so. I know so. Because
how are you doing?
So last week there wasn't a show because I got thrown on second shift and we were going to record Saturday morning, but 2 hours after I get home Friday night, we end up with an emergency at the old freaking watering hole. And I don't mean bar or anything. I meant another line broke and we were out until essentially 6 o'clock in the morning. And with 2 hours of sleep, and I told Jenks at midnight as I was going out, I'm like, hey, we need to shit can this because I didn't know what time we were going to get done. I didn't know how everything else was going to go, which is a bummer because we didn't get WrestleMania reactions right after WrestleMania. But we're getting there, folks. Trust me, because I know you guys want to hear this and who the champion is. So then I just buckled down. I said, you know what? I'm going to settle down. Told the radio station, I'm putting you first on random days. So if I get air quoted called in, I have something already booked. Sorry.
Yeah.
Unless you can take care of that and other things. Well, of course, nothing happened. So then I booked myself like 4 fucking games last week. And I look like a chameleon right now, shedding because we were in the sun so much. And but otherwise, I'm honestly great. Being that stupidly busy and everything, that's where my path needs to go half the time. Rocking and rolling, and then I even started laundry prior to podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that's all I got going on.
That's good. Hey, there you go. This
It's
week
exciting.
you need it.
It's really exciting, but
Hey, it's better than having everything all at once go on and can't catch your breath.
Yeah.
I mean, take it and win. Take it and run with it. Did you start any new college football?
I didn't because I decided to do way too much radio announcing and stuff. But I'll tell you what I did discover, Sir Michael Jenks, and you probably know about this, being the connoisseur that you are. There's an app out there that tracks the beers that you drank, and you drank them around the world and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I only found about this last Sunday. I won't say with who or anything. But I was invited to a friend's house, and it's called Untapped, and I checked in 11 different beers last Sunday, from fucking Ireland to Connecticut to Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's amazing. Pabst.
This is the downfall of probably Mark's Society, Untapped. If you guys are drinkers like we are, and I know there's many of you out there that are, and you didn't know about this, first and foremost, I hate all of you, because you could have said, hey, Mark, why aren't you guys doing Untapped on the fucking podcast?
I'm the same. He hates me too, guys. Don't worry about it.
So, yeah, I checked in 11 beers. Some of them were good. Some of them were Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I just love that PBR has made it in there, into the mix, the eclectic mix.
It's the palate cleanser, I guess.
I was going to say, is it the palate cleanser, the rehydrator? So you're good?
Oh, I need to check in another PBR and call it the rehydrator.
I mean, I considered Bud Light that back in the day, where it was just my water to get to the next
beer.
beer.
Light for me.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So you're on this too, huh?
Yeah, I am on it. I've been on it for a while. I mean, a while enough that I would have 518 beers checked in.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Man, I wish this was around when we were in the old Ut.
Yeah, the old Ut. That would have been a great time to start it when we first were dabbing into the craft beer scene.
Yeah. Which just means we need to dab into a festival this summer.
It does. We need a fest, or, there's one on the lake this summer at the end of July. So, You know what's bad is, going off of that, I remember the first beer that started it all for me was Purple Haze, and I've not yet ranked that in the beers.
Really?
Which means I probably haven't had it in about 10 years.
Well, I was telling peeps out there about my favorite beer that I know we cannot rank anymore. And you know where I'm going to go.
Where are you going to go?
Finn and Matt's.
That's true.
Because there's no more Finn and Matt's. They were like, what is it? I'm like, well, it's Southern Tier, yada, yada, yada. And they're like, why? I'm like, I don't know if, to me now, the taste has come back when we were talking about it on Sunday. But it's the memories of Southern Tier. Right. So it just means so much. God bless you, my fine fellow.
Thank you.
And it just, Finn and Matt's would be a 5 beer for me, without a doubt. It's also very good.
It is very good. I will say the average ranking of Finn and Matt's on here, 3.45.
Disgusting. People are mutants.
I agree. Yeah, the last rank of Finn and Matt's, I think, was like 2017 or something like that. So
when they started hating each other.
Yeah, when Finn and Matt decided they hated each other and moved on to their own separate ways.
Yeah. But I have to, this isn't going to be the week, and next week isn't going to be the week, but I need to, Now that just gives me a reason to clean out the fridge of randomness.
I mean, yeah. How much is the fridge filled right now?
Probably half with randoms. Yeah.
Okay.
Not like
I thought it was full.
I have more than just beer in my fridge, folks.
Yeah.
But like my beer stock, because there's always Miller Lite here for peeps that do come over.
Yeah.
But the rest, there's probably 18 Miller Lights in the fridge and probably 18 Randos. So, and then of course a 12-pack of Mango Cart.
Well, of course. That's your special.
That doesn't get shared. Unless you'd come down.
That's fair.
Or I should bring one up next week.
Oh, you could. Do you want Cutie from Market Garden?
Oh, I thought...
You already have a Cutie on the podcast. It's me, but that's,
It's a wedding party or something. That's a hell of a trade. A beer for a cutie.
Cutie. I'm going to bring an orange. A nice little clementine to get you through the day.
Dude, I love those.
I know.
Yeah. What are the smallest oranges that you can eat the whole peel? They start with an
ones. Wait, you can eat ones with the peel?
Yeah, because they're so little. They're really like bite size.
Oh, I don't know.
It's an orange and like a cherry tomato size. I believe it starts with an S. They come into plastic containers that you pop the whole thing in your mouth. They're unbelievable.
Let's see what we got.
This is why we never get to wrestling.
Get there. It's not a kumquat, is it?
Yes! Kumquat. It doesn't start with an S whatsoever.
That's what a fucking kumquat is?
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know that. I just knew kumquat was a fun word. I didn't know what it... I knew it had to have been a fruit, but...
They're amazing.
I've never had them. Yeah.
All right, well, I know what I'm getting you for the wedding, then. Mango Cart and kumquats. I should probably get something nice for Kimberly. Maybe like a Steelers towel or something.
A bag of cutie oranges.
Funyuns.
Yeah, Funyuns. Get her Pop Luck popcorn, cheddar.
Okay.
Love you forever.
So, the one gift that's wrapped in like a Wawa or Sheets bag, there's marks.
If that doesn't scream class, I don't know what does.
I'll get kicked out right now. I'll probably get kicked out no matter what.
No. You'll be fine.
Me or Moochie, who's kicked out first?
See, that's tough call.
Okay.
Although, he might have to get Becca. No, wait, Becca might be driving. His wife might be driving, so he might be fine. Because, she makes the Meadville trip all the time. This is...
Right.
It's going to be a horse feed. It could be a horse race. Listen, my cousin comes through and goes bare-chested and does the worm across the floor, then we're sold. We're good.
We're good. Anything can happen then.
It's happened before at a wedding. God forbid it could happen again.
Listen, this is going to be very wedding-ish. I'm so excited. Here Comes the Jenks is what this title is. That's why. Yes, I'm writing it down because it's just in my head right now, so. All right. Let's break. Dive into WrestleMania. Because
we got to.
we can't do Hot Topics without doing WrestleMania. We have to bounce back on WrestleMania.
We're at that point where we have to get back to WrestleMania, you're right. So.
Okay, so, Collar and Elbow, hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool stuff that Collar and Elbow has. FYI, they're working on the page, so give them time. It's been down for now 2 weeks, but it's been on and off again for a little bit. Collar and Elbow is still around. They're just doing some things. Just throwing that out there.
That's fair.
When they do come back, though, there's a promo code. Jenks, what is it?
It's, surprisingly enough, Can Crushers, and you can save yourself 10% off when you go to collarandelbow.com when the page is working and it's up and running.
Right.
So give them time, give them patience. You'll get there. We still have a shop affiliate code. It's still out there. It's going to be in the links in the show notes when you guys look at the podcast. Go ahead and click it. You're not getting a discount, but WWE Shop will take you to a direct link and give us some of that proceeds back because you click the link and are shopping with the code. So remember to do that for us.
It helps pay the bills and buy us beer.
Exactly. 100%.
Don't forget, over at CrowdMade, we have shirts too, hoodies, tanks, tees, all the cool stuff that says Can Crushers on it, and you can go and buy that up as well.
You buy that up for the wedding, please. Go ahead. Wedding gift to me. Just buy some of our merch. We'll love you.
Oh, that would be fun. And just send it to Jenks. Here's his address. What? Edited that out.
Glad I got doxxed. Well, now that I got doxxed, this is going to be weird, but you can listen to us in a lot of places, including, iHeartRadio, Apple, whatever it is. Go ahead. We're also on YouTube. You can't see us. We're not on video mode yet. Probably never will be, but, we're still on YouTube. We'll see what happens, but we're on YouTube right now, so you can listen to our sultry voices ramble on about wrestling, more than likely other shit that's going on besides wrestling, but we'll ramble on anyways.
If we do full YouTube, F by the way, yeah.
You do, okay.
I don't know if there'll be breaks because we are very unedited on this podcast from across the board. So it would be like Jenks would be needing to be talking for 2 to 3 minutes as I go get my segment 2 beer and I don't know if we're allowed drinking like we do now. Like my Mango Cart beer is in my hand, so we'd have to be.
We have koozies in that. I'm sure that we could put over top of it to make it. Although depending on what's on the koozie, you might have to throw some tape on there. We can't give away free sponsorships.
I would always use my pit koozie. I'll put it.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I have one that my sister and brother-in-law got me. It's one of those nice metal ones. Have you ever seen those?
Or we could get I could go get one of those Arctic cooler can thingies and whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, I'll just use that. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a possibility because things are changing again all around here on Can Crushers. Jenks doesn't even know what I'm talking about, but he'll get the MO later.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. But it's really good. It's really good, I think. Just because I like spiking things up. I like changing stuff after so many years. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I'm going to leave for 2 weeks, and this is going to be a completely different shindig.
I don't know if it'll be back by then. So.
Okay. Well, there you go. Even more suspense. More suspense.
I would love it to be back the day that you return. Both. So, we'll leave it at that.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but okay.
Right. Don't forget, you can email us at cancrusher69@gmail.com. That's not changing.
Neither is our phone number, 814-299-6687. Please use it. It's out there. It's collecting dust.
If not, it's going away by the end of May.
Then there you go. It's going away the way of Skype. So,
and that's not for you guys.
Yeah. You guys wanted it before. We gave you it. It's time to use it. Let's go. Keep it alive, people. We're also on social media.
Don't forget Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all those places too.
We're not on Threads. We have a Threads, but we're not on it, so don't call it.
It posts by itself.
Yeah.
It grabs it. I don't even know which one it's Facebook oriented, right?
It's all connected, so if you post on one, it goes to the other two. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's there. Do I check it? No, because there's more trash on that than I pick up every day. On that note,
you will get a disease from it. So anyways, move on.
On that note, we'll be right back. We're going to dive into WrestleMania night 1 and 2 in segment 2 and then give you our thoughts on the wrestling the last couple weeks in segment 3 from AEW and the backlash of WrestleMania.
Oh,
I wonder why they call it backlash.
I wonder why too.
This is the hardcore icon, Just Incredible, and you're listening to Can Crushers Podcast. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best Can Crushers Podcast. Well, that, my friends, is Just incredible.
Welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. This is the segment where we start talking about professional wrestling. Sir Michael Jenks, Mark Martinez, the Mark. What? Never mind.
What?
Never say it like that.
What?
During the break, I opened a Covered in Nugs, so if you remember that from 2 weeks ago. I'm doing it the right way, at least this time. I'm not starting with Covered with Nugs and then backpedaling.
You're going through the progressions, right? So you get the app, you know what you're doing with beer drinking now. Perfect.
See? Yeah.
Huh? Yeah.
So you want to talk about WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, I do.
But wait a minute. You brought up something, honestly, during the commercial break, or the 30 seconds that you guys get to hear promos like Mariah May or somebody saying, listen to Can Crushers. But for us, it's a longer break. That's why on YouTube and everything this wouldn't work, because editing a video.
Yeah. Oh, it's something. Yeah.
Go ahead. This is your story. I don't want to steal it from you.
So, I think majority of our listeners were probably shocked we didn't mention this during Hot Topics or even go to Hot Topics. But there's a new wrestling company out there.
What?
Take the world by storm.
No way, brother.
Yes, brother. If you didn't see it, Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff with an NWO style video released the Real American Wrestling, Freestyle Wrestling, or the RAF, is coming to I don't know what by you, but it's coming. It's coming to a mat. It's coming to a mat, yeah.
Near you.
It's going to be bigger than UFC, apparently.
Because the stuff that they're doing on TV right now is losing traction, is what he says to TMZ.
Yeah, it's losing traction. You know, he bested the best in his time in the ring when he faced Brock Lesnar after he came out of the UFC. If you remember that segment, somehow 10 years before it actually happened.
He's the one that found Kurt Angle?
He is. The man is amazing.
So, pause. He has a Real American Light beer now. Have you tried it yet?
No.
Have you ranked it yet?
No.
Have you seen it anywhere?
No.
Of course, I wouldn't until probably 2030 of my neck of the woods. So I was thinking maybe, get to a big city like Erie, they may have it.
They do not. I'm pretty sure it's only circulating where he lives right now.
Okay. Sidebar, have you had a Stone Cold yet?
I've had a Stone Cold IPA.
Yeah.
That's good. I haven't had the lager, though. That's good. The lagers, I haven't tried yet.
Okay.
But
they're up there, though, right?
In Erie, no.
Oh.
They're in Ohio, so I know that. That's where I got it from. Mr. Herrick brought me one way back when. This was way long ago when it first came out. It was in Ohio. I have not seen it around Erie anywhere.
Again, not making this mud hole.
Someday it might.
Yeah. Okay, so what does this idiot Hogan want to do? And if you know how much we love Hogan, go back roughly around last year at this time. We have a Hulk Hogan special out there, which was amazing.
It was a great one. I think I don't know. I mean, it feels like they wanted to start a wrestling federation, but they want to separate it. So it's bringing amateur wrestling to the masses, which is fine, but I don't feel like you see the number of the market when you see it on ESPN or anything like that.
Right. We're not slamming freestyle record Roman or anything.
No.
But what he wants to do, this is my thoughts, mine alone, of what he wants to do. And I couldn't name you a college wrestler present day, but I know like Clint Stout was big around here, or, and I mean like the Clarion, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania region of wrestling for colleges and stuff. You want to get them who don't want to go professional, okay, and make probably a boatload of money, a la Kurt Angle and others that have.
Yeah.
I think you want to roll down a gym mat that we've all fucked around with in gym class and make some college kid that wants to continue Greco-Roman wrestling come out as Bruce the Barber Beefcake and do stuff like that. Like, is it going to be a work? And I think everybody knows where I'm going with that about pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Or are you really going to let them Greco-Roman as a heavy-set guy being Vader? Or are you trying to put gimmicks on the realism of Greco-Roman? I think those people then, I think it's going to be a harder sell to the ones doing it than us idiots that were like, yeah, we'll try to watch it once or twice.
Yeah.
That's their livelihood. That's what they fucking do. That they want to be Shelton Benjamin, Kurt Angle going to call the Olympics.
Yeah. It's their passion. It's everything they want. Some of them, they have no desire to go to professional wrestling, but they just want to Roman wrestle. They want to Greco-Roman wrestling, sorry. And they want to get to the Olympics. They want to do that, and they want to retire as that person and just go do something. I mean, Bruce Baumgartner here around these parts was huge. He won the 92, 96 Olympics or wherever he won it. That was huge. You know, he was a big star, but then he came to Edinburgh, the college around here, which is now Penn West, and said, okay, I'm just going to be the athletic director and lead wrestling. So he did. You know, I think a lot of those people want to teach it instead of get into the next level. I do think, though, they're seizing an opportunity with Gable Stevenson being available and saying, we could use him as our big star right out the gate because he did go to WWE. He did get that notoriety. He's been at the top of the probably getting to the Olympics, or if not already. He's been to the top of the collegiate level, the biggest star who has had a taste of the WWE world. He's probably going to sign and be their big thing right out the gate.
Yes to everything you said. Yeah. My mind says, though, are they going to make it gimmicky?
Oh, 100%. I don't think those two, yes.
They had an NWO theme.
They had an NWO theme. This is going to be entertainment, amateur wrestling entertainment. AWE instead of AEW. So we're going to be in awe of it. But
Pun included,
but it's going to be bad. It's going to, week one, everybody and their mother is going to watch it.
Yep.
And they're going to hype it up. They're going to go for it. And then all of a sudden it's going to just go downhill after that.
It ends up on PBS or something. And Jenks has wide eyes.
What? We have releases live during the program tonight.
No effing way.
Do we do this before a WrestleMania segment or after?
Now, yeah. Because we can wrap back to WrestleMania. Shit.
They're big ones. Big pissed. I'm not liking the last one. Releases heard so far: Braun Strowman.
Nah.
Caden Carter. Katana Chance.
Nah.
Shayna Baszler.
Dakota
Kai.
You're fucking kidding me.
No lie. Which now explains why she said, oh, this is my natural hair this week on social media.
Okay, so let's play the game right now.
Mm-hmm. They're ongoing, by the way.
Of course. So we'll keep it going throughout.
Yep.
Till the end of the show. I think my girl can instantly walk into AEW and mean something. Right. She did so much in NXT and then she's never, I know injury injuries bit her in the ass in the main roster, but oh man, that sucks. And I don't want to see her go to TNA. I really do want to see Dakota go to AEW.
Yeah, where she has a chance.
Yeah, I could name so many. Her and Mercedes would be great. Her and so many, I think, because she can put on great matches.
100%. Dakota did put on her Twitter the GIF from GTA San Andreas, which says, "Ah, shit, here we go again." So she's at least making light of it, but
right.
Man, that's for me. I just think Shayna had so much. They didn't tap that. They did not tap her potential well enough, and I think she had so much more to offer. But when they did the vampire biting the neck gimmick, it shot it to hell.
Done.
Vince ruined her. I think she would have just been the badass out of NXT. We'd be having a whole different conversation today about her. Dakota, a couple years ago in the Crushies, was my most underrated.
Yep.
And, I still feel that way. The injury bug did hit her. I get it. But at the same token, she was on the next step. She was getting to the next level. She was in line for an Intercontinental title opportunity. She was a part of that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think the opportunities were there enough to do it and get her to the next level. They just never capitalized on it. Caden Carter and Katana Chance, they didn't really have a shot. I mean, if the tag team division was something credible than just throwing teams together, I think they would actually have had a decent career. But again, it's the woulda, shoulda, coulda of it all. And Braun Strowman, there's not much.
It's used from the Wyatts.
Yes. I will say he had a strong start after he left the Wyatts, feuding with Roman, feuding with the main stars. But right around 2020, and maybe a little bit earlier, he just started falling off, and it just never clicked again. So
I hope he doesn't go to AEW because he'll be with Archer for a little bit and then lost in the shuffle.
Yep.
Him and Moose would be something cool to watch.
That would be hella great to see how that plays out. The note from Sean Ross Sapp was some of them were contracts that they weren't going to pick back up. So contract expires, great. If not, it's a 90-day. You know what it is.
A Sonya Deville.
Yeah, you Sonya. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens. I'm refreshing Twitter now as we go forward, but I don't know.
Zoe Stark, the only one left in Fusion Classic or whatever the hell they were called, essentially.
Yeah, who's the other one in there?
It was
Sonya. It was Sonya and
Jaina.
Yeah.
So watch for her to be off for a little bit and rebranded.
Yeah, I mean, somehow pairing her with Trish got her nowhere.
Yeah.
And now Pure Fusion Collection got her. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing there for her there. I don't know. Big news coming out of the company tonight, so.
Yeah. Now that we're half an hour into Here Comes the Jenks.
So, alright. WrestleMania? Is that what we're doing? Yeah.
We're going to do something called WrestleMania. Before we do that, though, what are your thoughts on them buying AAA? Because that was announced in the 97 hours of pregame.
I got really excited, basically because it was essentially, all right, well, screw you, AEW. We can actually buy the competition. We can actually buy them besides work with them type of power move. Kudos to them immediately releasing Alberto Del Rio right out the gate, the AAA champion.
Yeah.
Didn't even last the night after that was announced. I think it'll be good if they keep it. AAA does its own thing, and there's just going to be pop-ins from different superstars, right? So I think that'll be fine. What did you think of it?
Oh, I was shocked that it was happening until you told me, because I think I went to get pizza or something, or I had Max outside, and I just turned it on, and I see Vikingo there. Listen, you're not bringing, because everybody else was part of WWE that was essentially on that stage.
Right.
And I'll get to one that I'm actually mad about. In a good way. You had Ray, you had Phoenix, you had Steph, Almas was there. The LWO.
The LWO, yeah. Andrade was there. There was a litany of different superstars, but Vikingo was the one that stood out.
And I'm like, oh shit. So is he essentially in WWE? You show up in NXT and he can be something there for a while. Keep the whole AAA thing going, but he's going to slowly climb the ranks of WWE. I understand. He's a Pittsburgh boy. He is this, that, and the other. You've seen him on many different companies all over the world. You announced everybody on stage except Joaquin Wilde during that press conference.
Yeah.
Why? I know he's in the LWO and he's playing. So at least continue with that. We know he's DJZ. We know he's this. We know he's real name just went through my head. I've seen him as Zima Ion. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Okay. Why couldn't he be mentioned? Why did they not mention him? Because he has never walked through AAA before?
Yeah.
I don't know if his partner did, who I never remember his partner's name.
Like, don't put me on the spot. I can't remember it. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Why did you leave him out? Why did you leave him out of mentioning people? Because Michael Cole looked at each one of them, looked at Joaquin Wilde, Zima Ion, DJZ, whoever the hell you want to know him as, skipped over him, went to Vikingo, Steph, Andrade, and the rest of them. Like, did you not remember his name, Michael Cole?
Yeah.
Or were you told, nope, guy's from Pittsburgh. You don't have to announce his name.
I'm betting it was like some sort of, okay, we need to have everybody up here to announce this, but it was also maybe Joaquin pissed somebody off in the back and was like, well, we're not going to name you specifically, but you can just stand here and be an eyepiece.
LWO representative.
Exactly. 100%.
Little things. Because
now, yeah. And you know Vikingo was up. Now, we could say Vikingo is doing different things with NXT and whatnot. You know Vikingo was up there because his heavily involvement with AEW at one point in time.
Yeah.
They strategically put him and said, okay, now we own his rights, you can't touch him. And it was basically a petty move at that point.
It was, hey, Tony Khan, I know you're watching right now to see what the competition is doing.
Good Vikingo.
Yeah. Bailey got beat up. Yeah, cops are going by 900 miles an hour. Bailey got beat up, and this is when they announced essentially that Phoenix was taking Ray's spot that got hurt the night before.
Yeah. So we had two swaps in the matter of moments at that point.
Yeah.
And what'd you think of that? Like,
it was already months ago we heard the Lucha Brothers wanted to leave AEW. Because Phoenix got hurt, they added time on AEW, this, that, or the other. I think they were trying to add time so he couldn't do this at WrestleMania. And WWE was like, that's all right, we can have Ray take on whomever at WrestleMania. We'll fill it with Ray. Oh, AEW let him go the night before? Cool. Fly his ass to Vegas. he's got a match, Ray, you're out.
Yeah.
I think it was, if they couldn't get Fenix into WrestleMania, Mysterio's match would have been great. And we'll get to all of this. But I think it was a plan. Hey.
Yeah.
Now we have your Lucha Brothers as well.
Yeah.
Because, by the way, Penta was up there too. That's the other person we forgot. Duh.
Right, yeah, Penta. I agree with that. We'll get to the match because I have thoughts on that, but
Okay.
I do think it was a way to get Ray on the show.
I do.
When we get into, I agree, and when we get into night 2, was it the way to get her on the show? I don't know, but we'll find out.
So Triple H opens WrestleMania saying this is the first time the globe has watched WrestleMania. Listen, I nitpick a lot of stuff during the first couple minutes. What are you talking about, Triple H?
Yeah.
Is it just because Netflix or whomever is showing it? People have watched WrestleMania 4 from closed circuit TVs. You know, it was 3 o'clock here, but it was midnight wherever.
It always got advertised as, hey, Sky Sports is watching at 1:30 in the morning, or, you know, Air Bangladesh is like...
the world's watching it.
Exactly.
What? Stop lying to us. Each and every week. I catch them in more and more lies.
He's hanging out with Hogan too much.
They are.
And there's too much hanging out with Hogan at that point.
We'll get to that. Gunther and Jay started off. Okay? Yeet. Did we think, and I'll throw this out there right off the bat, did we think that Jay Uso was having a heart attack 2 minutes into the match?
Oh, yeah. The way he was...
What the fuck was wrong with his arm? He kept beating it up, slapping his chest. Maybe he got a quick stinger from walking into the ring.
Yeah. The only thing I could think of is, like, he got chopped so much, hard enough that he just, like, lost feeling for 1 minute. But, like, I'm sitting there, like, I thought he was going to die at some point. Like, what the fuck happened to it? Like, he literally sold this. This was the best sell job I've ever seen Jey Uso do. And it might have been just because he was hurt.
Yeah. All in all, we're not going to completely break down move by move, but 3 splashes, okay. What I didn't like, Gunther going to sleep.
I hated
to
that.
To me, that, like, oh no. Oh, and more to come on Gunther segment 3. But are we getting Gunther going away for a while and kind of hurting his shit?
It's definitely hurting his shit because I understand if they somehow pass out Gunther.
I'm okay with that because he's too tough to tap.
Too tough to tap, he passes out. But when Gunther immediately taps after getting put in a sleeper hold, that's not good storytelling. Let alone is it good TV and good for his character. You've now put the ring general in a position where this guy who last year had the worst WrestleMania match probably of all time.
Yep.
Who has just built up a cult following with Yeet. Just puts him to sleep after losing 4 matches to him. Doesn't add up.
No. Not at all.
I think they should have maybe gone with a roll-up at that point.
Would have loved that more because it would have shows that you barely beat him.
Yeah.
I don't care if Gunther loses the match.
Mm-hmm.
By a roll-up and then beats the snot out of Jay. Jay's still champion. They have to have the brother and Sammy and everybody come out and drag him out with a title. I like that more. Gunther doesn't get hurt in the story.
Exactly. Or roll up and then Gunther can go on the warpath he went on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Made sense.
Roll up Jay sprints the fuck out of there because he knows he just got lucky.
Yep. That's all you needed.
To tap out hurt Gunther. And it's going to hurt more at Backlash, I think, too.
Well, yeah, because of what he's now in.
Yeah.
Which, if the rumors for SummerSlam are true, I don't buy him credible.
Mm-mm. We'll get to him. We have to get through WrestleMania first. Remember everything that we're saying. Next up was War Raiders and New Day. Two Giant Gonzalez's coming out. What inspired New Day to look like Giant Gonzalez?
Vegas. That's what he wrestled in Vegas. WrestleMania 9 was Giant Gonzalez. It was perfect. It was, you know what? Best attire of the night. Giant Gonzalez inspired. I mean,
I'll go the other way. I like the Cardboard Raiders better. They look like Minecraft.
They did.
They were just very boxy.
That's true. Was it sponsored by Minecraft? I can't remember.
I didn't write down one sponsor of the night because I was already sick of them after.
Well, the whole ring was covered. Every inch of the ring was covered with a fucking sponsor. So
everything
was under the sun was sponsored.
So we both got Jay right, by the way.
Yeah.
Just FYI. And we had none of these in the correct order that we thought, but we both got Jay right. We both, you got New Day right. I got War Raiders wrong.
Okay.
And I was happy with it, actually, that New Day won. I do like this. I don't know if they're going to keep it long. I could see it wrapping back around.
Yeah.
But it was an okay to good match. Or good to okay match, you know?
It was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jade Naomi.
We texted immediately after it went a half minute. After it went 30 seconds, it was like, this is already too long. This should not have been close. It should have been Jade coming in, destroying Naomi, and we move on.
Yeah.
And Naomi wouldn't have been hurt by it.
Not at all.
But they had to, I'm assuming because the bloodline ties, they had to keep Naomi looking good in this whole match. I don't know.
This was a rough match.
Yeah.
I still don't think, and I got a lot to say later too, I don't think Jade's ready to be by herself. In the ring, period. And I've said that the whole time she was TBS champion as well.
Yep.
Even being fed the youngs. Of everybody she had
the
over
youngins.
6 or 7 times. Yeah. Naomi's a Hall of Famer.
She is.
And
at this point.
She couldn't carry Jade.
Jade is a tall order for anybody to carry unless you're willing to sell. I think that's the key. I think that's the key that I think a lot of people miss is unless you're willing to sell for her, it is tough to carry her.
She's not selling for you.
No. But that's the character they built her up to be is this badass, this destroyer of worlds. If the storm is coming, then that is, you know what I mean? If the storm is coming, it has to be like a tornado. Just taking everything apart.
Yep. Didn't like it. Fatu against LA Knight. New champ. Love all of this. We both got that one correct. Jacob never took punishment from LA Knight during this. Did you notice that?
I did notice this. Yeah.
That's what I like about it. I don't like that he wears his clothes like Chris Cross, by the way. Old reference. I hope you understand it. You do. But, like, why is he bringing Chris Cross back? It did not make me want to jump.
Why wouldn't it want to make you jump?
Because I didn't like it then.
And you don't like it now.
And I don't like it now. But I did like, they should have made, when Fatu won,
Yeah.
they should have allowed Haku to get in the ring and said, hey, he shook his hand and he got fucking shuffled. Okay, cool, you were half on camera.
Well, from what I read afterwards, he wasn't supposed to jump the rail and go in there. Haku just did what he does because he's fucking Haku. Who's stopping Haku?
No.
Who can tell Haku no?
All right, I like that even better then.
I'll give this match. You're right. No, you didn't really do much for LA Knight in the sense of he was just Fatu was put over. He was a bulldozer, which he should have been. The one sweet spot of this match that they actually hit somehow was the moonsault into the BFT. I thought that was amazing. I was like, oh fuck, that actually looked pretty. It looked beautiful. That was the highlight of the match for me. I mean, it was a good match regardless, but
the crowd wanted nothing to do with LA Knight.
Nope. Fatu is the it man at this point.
Listen to the crowd right now. LA Knight should be yelling, nah, and hating us from here on out. He should have changed this week, last week, whenever. I think he'd be more over as a bad guy.
I would agree. I think he would be. I think a lot of people would be like, they'd resonate with him, but there's no true heels, right?
Right.
Anymore. You hear that every time you open it out, but I think it would resonate more if you have LA Knight become this heel guy, because they'd love him more. Yeah. To your point, they would actually love him. So,
El Grande Americana versus Rey Mysterio. Oh wait, Rey Fenix.
Rey Fenix.
I wrote that this was a showcase for what Phoenix can do if you didn't see him the night before, essentially. Yep. But they weren't giving an AEW star a win on WrestleMania in his first WrestleMania.
Which, to me, kind of sucks.
If Rey Fenix would have won, would you... First of all, we both got this wrong. FYI. We both got this wrong.
Well, we thought it was Rey Mysterio.
Right. Or we both got it right, because we knew it was going to be Fenix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was my mind going? Nat. Dude. I think it hurt Fenix by not getting the win. You do you, maybe I'll catch back up.
Well, I think to your point, it did hurt Fenix in the sense of he should have at least gotten the win over El Grande Americana. Americana, I can't remember what the fuck they called him. But I think to the point that they were making was they had to carry the story forward if they were continuing with Chad Gable and this mysterious luchador type thing. To me, I guess the question comes down to why was Rey Mysterio not involved in this match? Is it just because they needed Fenix to go somewhere, or what something happened, or he's actually injured a little bit, he tweaked his knee? It just feels like that something else was supposed to happen. Rey was supposed to lose this match anyway. Mysterio was supposed to lose this match anyway, so they just plug and play the Rays up, and Fenix took the loss here. That seems what they just did to kind of get through it, and it doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me, brother. You know.
Where are we going with Gable?
I don't know, because I thought WrestleMania was the payoff. Like, WrestleMania was, they ripped the mask off, it's Gable. 1, 2, 3, it's over.
Yeah.
Is he gonna win a title as El Grande Americano?
Does he now go to AAA?
Honestly, maybe. You know, that's a good point. Maybe they did keep him in the mask to say, oh, this would be hella heel heat if you go to AAA as this American luchador. Oh.
Does he win what Del Rio had to give up?
Oh, that would be.
And then you have somebody a la,
Vikingo or somebody take it off of them.
instantly. But your first real champion from WWE's purchase of AAA is a mockery, which is fun because I fucking love it.
Yeah. You're burning it down at that point.
They've gotten what they wanted.
They did.
One, they have another place to go. They can now, they're, not that they have never gone to Mexico or anything like that, but WWE is coming to Mexico because it's AAA and Worlds Collide coming, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
So they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to get to see our luchadors. Vikingo's on at WWE now, but they're going to bring them back, or we're going to get La Parkas or Pentas or this, that.
Yeah.
We have to go see WWE. So they get the ticket sales. They have all the fucking contracts.
Yeah. And
They're not sharing with other companies anymore.
Oh.
What do they give a shit about their titles?
They don't. I can't disagree.
This was for the people and the revenue, not tradition.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's what it always will be now for TKO.
Yeah.
Triple H may look at the history and use it as a plot device, but it will never be about the history when you talk about the acquiring of these companies and that. It's going to send shockwaves, yes, but then after that, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be, well, shit, here we are, dead to water. It's just collecting Monopoly pieces across the globe.
It is Triple H's territory time, as it was his father-in-law's.
It is. He got involved. He's getting AAA. What's he going to take overseas?
Well, they have TNA, essentially.
Basically, that's the deal is in place, but it feels like it's just a matter of time.
Right.
It's going to be the world against Tony Khan at some point.
It really, I mean, I don't see any Japans selling out.
Ooh, let's go down this path too. In America, it is because they have now infiltrated NWA. Natty is facing Kenzie Page.
Yeah,
it's already happening. They did they're in Bloodsport for GCW. Every indie promotion that you have has now been infiltrated by WWE. The only thing that hasn't is AEW, because that's the major competition, just because it has billionaire money behind it.
A lot of the indies do. Even little indies, because whomever the scouts are...
WWE ID.
Yep.
Yeah.
We may never use you, but we have your footage if you do make it, because we tagged you WWID, and I'm going to say IWC, because that's the one that, boom, you're tagged.
Kylie Ray, right off the gate.
Yep. There you go.
That's a good point. This is
Triple
his
H is
territory
time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Taking full advantage of it, yeah. And where do you go from the world? You go global.
Yeah. I mean, I do think Japan will be rougher to buy because of everything, but money talks.
I don't know.
When they get Stardom, that's when because I bet they go there quick.
I agree, but New Japan losing NATO and a couple other bigger stars is now making me question. I'm not saying that you're going to sell WWE. They have the partnership with AEW, so that's going to be a while. But now you're looking at a big player that was in that market is now losing one of its stars that has been there for God knows how long. It was the same with Ospreay. It was the same with Okada. These people are leaving the company for some reason. it's going to become available in 3 to 5 years. Because they're not going to have the revenue streams they once did. And the people that they're building up probably are not that big of players. So watch it, because that'll become available very quickly. And if WWE snatches that, it's a name notoriety. It's not for who's there. It's a name notoriety.
It's for the library.
It is for the library, because you have Tama Tonga, you have all these people that went to Japan, came back, did their thing, yada, 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 AJ, Finn, whatever.
Yep. And then everything old that we couldn't see in the 80s.
Exactly.
We want that.
Yep.
And then we're all going to be marking out when we see Hulk Hogan as a bad person.
Yep.
Over there. We're like, oh my God, he actually could wrestle.
Yeah. And nobody will know what to do with themselves at that point.
Right. Not that I'm defending him, but that was always something that, yeah. HBK comes out and says, this is how many people were here.
By the way, could they get those numbers any bigger on those cards? I know Steve Austin needed it for night 2, and we'll get to there when the time comes. But
Tiffy and Charlotte match next.
Oh.
Can I say that the best thing was the entrances and the Tiffy won?
Yes. Because it was bowling shoe ugly outside of that, and it looked like they were throwing bombs.
Yeah.
They were definitely connecting just to connect at that point.
Yeah. Tiffy lost half a tooth. She still has a shiner on her forehead from mat burn.
Yeah. Tiffany walked in there, got her ass beat, because they both got their ass beat, but walked out the champion, and you know what? Looked better than anything at that point.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with Charlotte? And I don't mean, because listen, if you've been a Can Crusher fan, emotionally, physically, is there something wrong with Charlotte? Do you think, because she doesn't, and this is the first thing I said to Jenks, and she doesn't look healthy.
No. I truly don't think her knee healed properly. And I don't think she can build the muscle up that she once had. And to that point, she did look a little ill. It just, nothing, I don't know if it just wasn't the training regimen, she's trying something different. But she definitely is not as fast as she once was. It's not as strong, crisp. And I think it could be because really the only match experience she's had since going out with this knee injury is the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, there hasn't been much since then. So this was a bunch of ring rust on top of not potentially getting the same strength training that she once had. And on top of that, just not clicking in the ring because she decided to push buttons instead of actually build a star.
Yeah. Side note off of that, because I couldn't have said it much better, so I'm not even going to step on it. Is Charlotte turning into a pay-per-view wrestler and nothing more because of everything we've both just said, that it's not going to be Tiffy next time? Maybe Charlotte has 1 or 2 matches until SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then SummerSlam, her and whomever.
Pick them. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, she's a part-timer at this point. But the problem with being a part-timer is I think you have to be able to do more, be able to do more, be able to produce in those matches. Roman doesn't wrestle on weekly television, but he produces and he comes out in those matches. Lesnar, when he was running, didn't wrestle week to week on Raw or SmackDown, but he came out and produced in the pay-per-views. Yeah, he was just throwing people around, but that was believable. For Charlotte's case, she kind of has to be able, she doesn't fit that mold, so she has to be able to sell and do things in the ring to make her marketable. It's just not there.
It's not. It's not. Where she go? By the way, we both got that wrong.
Yeah.
Where does she go after losing at Tiffy? Is she off again for a while?
Probably.
There's nothing built for her.
Nothing came out of, yeah, exactly. There's nothing for her right now. There's going to be nothing for her until SummerSlam, or the lead up to SummerSlam. I'm going to be really skeptical about them putting her in the Money in the Bank if it happens.
Yeah. That'll suck.
It'll suck big time.
Because that's the way you get her to SummerSlam. Or back into the Queen of the Ring.
If that happens.
If it happens, yeah. But I mean, that moniker, I almost feel like Queen of the Ring she's going to be in if it happens, because it's kind of her moniker as a la MJF in the Diamond Ring.
Well, yeah, it should have been, or she should be going into Nia's face and saying, hey, you're claiming you're the Queen of the Ring. I'm the real queen.
Right.
Let's have a match.
But more to come on Nia, which I think is the right thing to do. But, alright. We get to the main event of night one. It's Seth, it's Roman, it's CM Punk. I've been going first. I want to hear what you have to say. I know what you're saying because we've texted all night.
This was match of the night, obviously.
Right.
But also, I fucking knew it. I could have called it. I could have said it all. It built up perfectly to the right crescendo, and Seth Rollins walks out with the win. I mean,
it was just how.
It was just how we got there. How do we get to the end game? Right? And they did a beautiful job building it up until that actual point when it delivered. But I couldn't hate it. On a night where there was maybe one other match that really stood out, this made up for the entire night, the entire matches before it.
Agreed.
In my eyes.
Agreed. Agreed. I loved the chair's always going to be an attraction with Seth and Roman. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a bigger part of the Shield than anybody's ever going to think.
Yeah. 100%.
When it happened, it was a chair. When Sammy had it, okay. But then Roman took it and had to hit Seth. And now this invokes it even more that this chair of the Shield is going to go into the Hall of Fame by itself. Yeah. The chair is so important in the story of Seth and Roman.
It's the biggest plot device they have for this whole goddamn feud.
It's a fucking chair.
Yeah.
Which means a lot to me. Like, I love it.
Which, if you said, let's play this game 8, 10 years, 11, 12 years ago. I'm trying to do math on the fly. It's not going well. 12 years ago, if I said to you a chair was going to be the major plot point for two of the up-and-coming stars in WWE, you would have said what?
What?
Exactly. You would have said, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That following year, the chairs hit, and it was just a one-time thing until we started pulling the history into it and really starting to stretch this out. It started at Rumble with Roman and Seth way back when, and it has continued to be stretched out, and now it is the biggest plot device that works
over and over
again. And we're proving that a chair can carry a storyline like it did in the 80s perfectly.
You just have to have the right players.
The right players and the right execution, and use it at the right time.
Yep. And I think all of it. I love that Paul went to his best friend first. nutted him, lied to Roman, nutted him, and went where the money is.
Yep.
Saved the night.
It did. It really did.
Because night one, you take that out, it's a 3 at best.
Yes, and that's only because of Chad and Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
Everything else was. I love to eat. It's cool, but
we just named why we hated it a little.
Exactly. Yeah.
We love Fatu crushed LA Knight.
Yeah. But it was a crush. It was
and nothing came from LA Knight after that.
Right.
Yet.
He just moved on to a new thing at this point. Tiffany and Charlotte should have been something special, but now we're proving that maybe Charlotte's past the prime, and maybe she has that, and the ego has played too much into it.
Yeah. So we go to night 2.
Let's go to night 2.
And I love, people are going to like, Jesus Christ. I love that Steph opens up one of the nights. And I am still flag waiver of that WrestleMania should only be one night. I don't care if it's 7 hours long. You wait to SummerSlam this year when I bitch about SummerSlam being 2 nights, because that's going to be...
Mark wants nothing to do with the buy one, get one special that comes with it.
If WrestleMania is your epicenter of your whole year, I will give you that it's a 2-night. I'll back down and say, yes, this is a whole weekend, essentially a week long. This is your Stella fucking Bration.
Right.
This is your Super Bowl, your Masters, your World Series Game 7, full bases, da-da-da-da-da. This is your thing. I will bow down and I'll take 2 nights of WrestleMania because it's your thing.
Yeah.
You're bringing that to another pay-per-view in the middle of summer now?
Yeah. Not good.
Okay, I understand there's All-Star games. Name an All-Star game that you panter to watch anymore, Jenks. Exactly. You should have saw the face. None of them are good.
No.
So your SummerSlam is your All-Star game. It's your break. You can give me, again, 7 hours of one night, and I'm going to watch it. And I'm like, okay, there was 4 good matches in it out of the 10. It's a break in the summer.
Yeah.
I think 2 nights of SummerSlam hurts 2 nights of WrestleMania because you're like, oh, wait, so we have 2 number 1 pay-per-views of the year?
Well, and they're trying to equal it out, right? They're trying to say, oh, hey, it's going to be the WrestleMania of the summer, right? You know, but it really is not.
No.
And I feel like the only reason they did that was to pander to Minneapolis when they originally when they shit on them for WrestleMania. But then they go ahead and just shit on them again and move it to New Jersey for 2 nights. Which to me is even more offensive if I'm them. But it's like, okay, so now we're shit on Minnesota again, and it's a 2-night extravaganza. I can't sit there and be like, let me watch it 2 nights in a row.
I hope everybody wears a Twins jersey.
I hope so too.
Or Vikings. Or Minnesota Gophers.
Something wild. Whatever it is.
Right. My thing was I love that Steph opens, yada, yada, yada. Did you see who had a fucking ring entrance? And then was timekeeper for like a match?
Yeah. Green shirt guy. He's got to work there.
I didn't see the package where you could buy to be a timekeeper.
No. But I mean, if you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, you get to buy the experience, I guess.
I'm fast forwarding. Sorry. Is 4-Wheeler Girl going to be fucking front row all the time pretty soon? Because that's what she's going to be known as.
But here's the thing. She's not going to win that lawsuit. She flopped.
She did flop.
She flopped big time.
She flopped way after Stone Cold was getting off that.
Off that, yeah. She flopped. Now, to be fair, he missed the ramp at the beginning of the that's why it took so long. So if she would have timed her flop better, she would have been fine.
How many Steve Weisers does he have before this?
I'm going at least 10.
Because he didn't drink one of the ones that was in the ring.
He had, what did he do? 2? I think he did 2 at one point and then just kind of left.
Right. And then
So
the rest were just like pouring and let him run out of his mouth.
Yeah.
We start off night 2 with Bianca, Rhea, and Io. Jenks and I said, this is going to be tough to fucking do for a wrestling match the rest of the night following this.
Yeah. They eclipsed night 1. Right off the bat.
Can we pause there? Because
Yeah.
we have 2, in both nights we both had spectacle matches, right? Both main events are spectacles in my eyes.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a match of the night in night 1.
No.
This was match of WrestleMania for me.
Yep.
Match.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Spectacles, the other 2 will, you heard us about the triple threat. We'll talk about Cena in a minute, but this was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. This was fantastic. And we knew it was going to be. You knew the players involved. You knew that it was going to be something special when they built up to it. In the end, even made it even 20 times more special than what it was.
Did you see the video of Rhea and Bianca hugging behind the scenes and everything? Like, why'd they do that right behind stage? Because they knew they just killed it.
Yeah. Exactly. They
Let
knew.
them go. People were like, people saw that now because they forgot that it was open. Who cares?
Some people stick to kayfabe when they want to stick to kayfabe and they want to see it when it's convenient.
Hmm.
They could care less. They could care less half the other time.
Nope. Any spots that you want to shout out?
The ending sequence was amazing. Blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Between Rhea and Bianca going back and forth and then Io hitting the over the moonsault on top of Rhea when she was folded up anyways, that was something else to me.
Yeah. Io. I think she's going to have it for a while, too.
I'm happy about that. I was happy Io ran with it and has the title. I don't think Rhea and Bianca, when they do meet, which I'm assuming is going to be SummerSlam, is going to be for the title. I think this is going to be just we basically hate each other at this point.
I'll wait. Next match was Drew and Priest street fight. As a fight, I liked it. I mean, there was shit everywhere. Steps and tables and chairs and gorillas, and we didn't expect it to be pretty.
No.
It was good.
It was good. Drew was bored at work again. It worked.
Taking pictures during the match.
That's fantastic. He is now 2-0 at WrestleMania doing that, by the way.
Yeah.
In case you're keeping track. So.
By the way, we both got Io right. Jenks misses out on Priest. So if you realize where this is going, essentially.
Yeah, if you guys know what that means.
Yeah. Next match for the IC title is Braun, Finn, Penta, Dom. A lot happened in this, Jenks. But Carlito took the biggest bump of the whole match.
Yeah, through the table.
Well, I expect more out of this, and I love the ending. I think the ending was chef's kiss. I do.
Yeah.
I liked this match. I thought there was going to be more, though. Like, some of it, not that I wanted them dead, but some stuff just didn't happen in a ladder match. They're like, why didn't that happen? Why didn't that happen? Because the big spot was Carlito getting crushed in this.
Yeah. I mean, it's all it needed was just, when you look at, here's the thing, with Carlito getting so much hype from taking the spear, which has been deemed the greatest spear of all time,
Right.
Braun Breaker, there's nothing else that can beat it. It's, okay, well, I guess he's just going through a table at this point because we just haven't done that yet. Nobody else is getting that, nobody else is going through a table, nobody else is doing anything. Just Carlito's getting his ass kicked, but he's going to do some damage while he's out there. So, they couldn't, I think they backed themselves into a corner with it, that they just couldn't do anything else but, okay, go through the table. Good luck.
Right. And I had to look up that this was the first, once they announced it was the first Fatal 4-Way, first time for men. Wait a minute.
Well, and that's what I did, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know there was a 4-way at WrestleMania 15, but they had to tag in for that match.
Right. It wasn't a Fatal 4-Way, it was a four corners match.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
So you had to get 4 pins instead of one pin and done. I'm like, you
exactly.
bitches.
They played semantics on that one.
Yeah. I loved it. I loved that Dom's our champ. I loved that he pinned Finn. I loved the dirtiness of this son of a bitch. Like,
and he ran back out there and celebrated in front of Finn too.
He did.
Which made it even better.
If Dom isn't a pillar for years to come, good, bad, or indifference, and I don't ever want him to be good, he's going to be a bastard that's hated all the time.
I'm going to say it now, and I don't think anybody would hate me on this. He's going the Eddie Guerrero route, and eventually he's loved. He's already loved. It's not even eventually. He's already loved as a heel, and people will boo him because they love him. As complicatedly stupid as that sounds, that's how wrestling works. We hate you so much, we boo you, and then we cheer for you when you win. This is the epitome of wrestling right now. It's with Dom Mysterio. Because when he wins that world title, it's going to be something special, and it's going to be played on repeat every year, like Eddie Guerrero beating Brock Lesnar for the title.
Agreed. I'm
going to call it now. Dominic Mysterio beats Braun Breaker for that title at some point, and that's the clip. It's going to be this generation's Eddie and Brock.
2 WrestleManias. 3 WrestleManias.
It's within the next 3 years, I think.
Yeah. Agreed. Randy against, we don't know.
Or do we?
We didn't.
We didn't, and then
this
we said his name.
Off guard.
I was hoping. Like, we threw out Rusev, we threw out Black, we threw out everything under the sun. Yeah. Whatever you wanted, and then Joe Hendry comes out.
And it only brought up Joe Hendry's stock.
Yep.
I would believe this is the quickest match of WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere it was only 3 minutes long. 3 minutes, 47 seconds, and it was perfect.
He got 2 or 3 moves in, minimally moves, but it was perfect for Randy. And Randy had a fucking blast.
He did. From when Joe Hendry was came out, he was smiling during it, like, okay, that's a good pop. And then all the way through the match, this was Randy loved this WrestleMania match.
This was probably nothing against KO. I bet you they would have tore down the house. I would have loved that over this. This was a nice night off of WrestleMania for Randy.
Yeah.
And I'll watch that again for 3 minutes when there's nothing. I'll be like, I'll watch that because I want to see Randy do the Joe Hendry turn again.
100%. And my favorite thing was the 80s and 90s theme music going towards it. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
TikTok is unloaded on that.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. Like,
creators are amazing on TikTok.
They are. Very creative.
So we got that wrong. But we both got that wrong. So.
You definitely know where this is going.
AJ versus Logan. I hated watching 97 cameras coming in. I hated it. Absolutely hated it.
It wasn't great. I did appreciate the drone. I thought that was a unique touch.
But then the drone came into play during the match.
I mean, yeah, you gotta take the good with the bad.
And Karrion Kross comes out and Logan wins.
I think the promo after this with Karrion Kross did more than this match did for anybody.
Agreed.
That's all I need to say about that, because that promo was fantastic, and that should give him the push he needs. AJ
getting people over that.
Yeah,
AJ doesn't have to win a match the rest of his life, and everybody loves AJ.
Yeah.
Logan's your part-timer for big pay-per-views. Whatever happens. You won't see him again for a while again.
Yep.
Whatever. Liv versus Raquel and Lyra and Bayley. No Bayley.
But we got the man.
He did get the man. And in Legends form, Lyra takes an ass beating. Becky comes in and gets the win.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, nearly a year off. This is cool. Let her ride with this for a little bit.
Right. Nope.
To be a weirdo a little bit. I think Lyra might have the best smile in professional wrestling. Like when the man came out and she got like giddy that she was with their friends. I don't care. Nobody cares. She just got a great smile. Like she was so happy she got to experience the return of Becky that night with her.
Yeah.
You know?
Having the front row seat, experiencing it, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Like she's got a cute smile. We're wrapping both nights up in this because this was fucking retarded. Yeah, Lyra and Becky won the titles.
For no reason whatsoever.
Then they fucking lost 18 hours later.
It was a plot device. I get it. Okay. It was just so Becky could have some sort of...
So she could a WrestleMania win. I love Becky.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It just was not good. It didn't make any sense. Like, if they would have ran with it to, like, Backlash or, like, whatever the June pay-per-view is going to be, fine. Okay, cool. That's good. 2 months, whatever, we got a run out of it. But they didn't. They just were like, well, Becky, you get a win, and we're going to sacrifice Bayley for it. And which makes it even sadder, because when you hear Bayley's interview with Chris Van Fleet,
yeah,
she's like, I've just been pushed over, and I just wish I would have done more to kind of stand up for myself. This is 100% that, in a nutshell.
But they said this has been in the works.
Yeah.
It's been released that this has been in the works. Like, Van Vliet's came out WrestleMania weekend, yada, yada, yada. So, but it's been in the works. So, why? Well, I'll tell you why, Jenks. Becky's your next IC champion. Bayley's your next IC champion.
It's setting up Bayley and Becky.
For SummerSlam.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's accurate.
Because that's, and I'm good with that. I'll watch that match 24 hours a day. It's going to be a great match.
Yeah.
But we also had to have Becky get a turn too. Because she's linked with somebody. When one's, I think she's in there.
I don't disagree with you.
It's just not coming out this fast because we have to get rid of Lyra first. And I don't mean that mean, but we're going to get rid of Lyra again for a while.
There's a reason. And there's a reason the social media clip of her celebrating when Seth turned went viral. And it wasn't because they were married.
No. But it was just so... Why release that night that Becky was there? We all knew she was there. Listen, she can go to every show in Nantucket if she wants to. Why release that as soon as Seth turns? That, one, you ruin night 2. 2, you ruin that she's part of this faction.
But did they ruin it, though?
I knew it was Becky right off the bat then.
To me, you can't ruin something if it's blatantly obvious.
Oh, well, fuck yourself then. So you're in the same part as I am. Right.
To me, it's, okay, it was blatantly obvious it was her. It was blatantly, I mean, it's not blatantly obvious that she's a part of this faction, but at the same token, kayfabe is long and dead. It's being proven with Chris Van Fleet's podcast. It's being with the Spotlight here, with, with even Stephanie's places where they're breaking down the whole yacht with the bloodline on it. Right? It doesn't exist. So for me, I'd love to have that mindset of the 80s where it's like, you don't show that. You don't show that piece of the industry. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's something totally different now. And social media is everywhere.
Click is money.
Click is money. Clickbait is there. It needs to go out. People would sacrifice secrets just to get the click. Yeah. That's why TMZ is so popular. That's why you see like shows like Real Housewives or anything like that are popular, because the drama sells.
Yeah. Follow me around for a year. Ha ha.
Why not?
I don't understand the titles. Like, maybe Lyra gets pinned and Becky turns on her during that, because I don't understand why they needed the titles to change hands just so Liv and Raquel say, oh, we're 4-time champs.
Well, has Becky had the tag titles yet? I don't think she has.
So Becky's going to be the first Grand Slam champion. Well,
yeah,
no.
If you go by old rules, Becky is not. But with the IC title being, you don't have the U.S. title.
Right.
Yeah, well, then maybe Becky will be both by the end of the year.
Well, yeah. Really burying Bayley.
Mm-hmm. Here's what's going to happen. Becky wins it at Backlash, gets drafted to SmackDown, and they announce, SmackDown's actually the U.S. title, so you have to trade the U.S. title for the IC title. And that's how you get your Grand Slam champion.
Generically.
Yeah. By happenstance.
I think Becky has it before SummerSlam.
I agree. I think Becky is going to have the IC.
You don't think Bayley gets it from Becky then?
I think they face at SummerSlam. Until SummerSlam, Becky is the champion. They don't meet until SummerSlam.
No, I agree with that. But if that draft happens night after SummerSlam and we're using...
No. I'm thinking it's going to happen after Backlash. I think they're going to get through Backlash because it was so close that once that happens, we're going to have the draft at the end of May, and that's where you're going to see the switch off happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it was just 2-3 weeks tops between Mania and that. They couldn't pull it off.
We talked about Stone Cold already again. So we get to the main event. It's Cena and Cody, and there's dirt bikes, and there's this, there's that. And Jenks, as a spectacle, I thought, man, this is good. I'm enjoying all of this. I really am. But we know something's going to happen. And then Travis Scott comes.
That's what happened. And ruined the entire WrestleMania night.
I am so happy that Cena got 17.
Yeah.
I love hated, miserable Cena. This is fun to watch him because, listen, if you look into him, this is a role that he's struggling to play.
Yeah.
Of all his stupid, crappy movies to his good movies, he's struggling to play this.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And it's fun because he's trying not to laugh and crack up, and you can see, if you've watched Cena for 20 years, he can't do this.
No.
Nothing against him because he's just a wholehearted, great human being.
He loved every time they booed him.
Yeah.
He loved, and he's just dying because of this.
Yeah. This is fun. This is fun for him and good for him.
Yeah.
So I'm all happy about that. A fucking toothpick has more meat on it after I'm done picking steak out of my teeth than Travis Scott has on his body. What in the fuck is he going to do to... I could name anybody. Heath Slater to whatever. But Cody Rhodes? He's expected to do something to Cody Rhodes. And me believe it. Now, granted, he didn't. Essentially, he ate shit and left, just giving Cena enough time to hit the belt, the nuts, this, that, and the other. I know distraction, because you have valets, you have people like Cornette that couldn't do shit in the 80s, da-da-da-da-da-da. A valet meant more. Like Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Would at least start her stuff around.
Yeah.
Or Cornette had a This stupid Travis Scott dropped his title, so he wasn't going to hit Cody with his title, this Travis Scott Mankind Hardcore title. If it wasn't for match 1, night 2 sucked. Just as bad as night 1.
Yeah.
This was not a good WrestleMania, Jenks.
It was not. It's not one of the good WrestleManias, that's for sure. I think night 2 was better than night 1.
It was.
But there's I know. The ending ruined it, but then again, I thought about it, and I'm like, this is exactly what Cena said he was going to do. It's uneventful. It's nothing spectacular, nothing special. This is his entire heel gimmick. There's nothing special here to see. It was him going out, doing business, Travis Scott come down, making us hate it, and then he wins. It was perfect. It was a perfect way for Cena to win the 17th title after you turn him heel. We wanted so much out of it, especially after last year where we got everybody and their mother coming out, and then we got nothing but Travis Scott. It was
we had
exactly
coming out. We had Seth Rollins coming
out. We had the
Doink the Clown coming.
The Death were rising.
Yeah.
Fucking rocks. Whatever you want to say it. But at the end of the day, it ended WrestleMania 41 as you get nothing and you like it.
So you don't see Cody around this title for a while.
I think he's going to get a shot at SummerSlam.
I don't, from what I'm hearing. And this is me. We sometimes read the same thing, sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, Bad Bunny, Cena, Travis Scott tag match.
I mean, we know Bad Bunny can wrestle.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
What? What? This is night 2, clearly. This is what closed down New York.
It has to be. Or it's night 1 and maybe it's a match to get Cody to night 2.
Because when do you think Cena becomes face again? We don't have to put him in order.
Well,
who does he need to face? It starts with 1. You know, I love this next match for Cena.
Yeah, I do too. Maybe it's after SummerSlam. maybe things fall apart at SummerSlam for him as the title. In his 17th reign, Cody gets it back, and then they turn on him.
Guess what? You're going to hear that. A couple more thoughts and prayers that we have coming up. We're going to go to just like a throw shit against the wall segment.
As we do.
Here, segment 3.
Be ready.
Hey there, it's me, your almighty EMT, Urza Menagerie Tinker, and we love Can Crushers. Thank you so much for always being a Can Crusher fan, because we want to see you in the next episode.
Welcome back, everybody, to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Mark, I don't know what the fuck that was, but we've got to assign a beer to that.
I was covered in nugs again.
You were covered in nugs. I was, what the hell is this? I keep forgetting what the name of the beer is. I was fully loaded, so.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
How ironic, though, we both got something with Tomic in it now. I went Hoptomic Rush, tropical IPA from Southern Tier. I like this one already. I know. I've had it a lot. So
yeah. I went Atomic Pumpkin because I still have pumpkin beer in my fridge. There's a pumpkin in there, too, just sitting there waiting to be drank. So, see when that happens.
Well, October's right around the corner.
I know, it actually kind of is.
You start in August.
You do. End of July, August. That's right. You guys get it later, but beginning of August, it's fall time. So I will drink pumpkin beer early in the year, but I used to be, if it's not September, I'm not touching it.
That's when I started, yeah. But
I was like, well, I only get it this for 3 months.
You have all those ranked, by the way? Everything you don't have to check right now.
I did do the cutie. I remember the cutie I'd ranked. Fully loaded, I don't think I did, actually. That's a good reminder here. But anyways, we have a podcast to do. What are we giving this? What are you going to give it?
Well, do you want to tell them the outcome of our bet first?
Oh, yeah. Well, if we were hinting at it a lot. So Vacant's still the champion, from what I...
Yeah, because the tiebreaker was guess who was going to face fucking Randy Orton.
And none of us said Joe Hendry.
Jenks got the Priest-Drew match wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I got the New Day War Raiders match wrong, which essentially separated us. The other ones we were all tied on. Either we got it right together or we got it wrong together.
Right.
Night 1, I text Jenks after New Day wins the titles. Congratulations. And he's like, well, just wait. And I'm like, because in editing, and I'm like, son of a bitch, Jenks is so right. Jenks is so right. Priest is gonna win this. Damn it. Because it makes more sense for Drew. Then I'm like, night 2, I didn't say this to Jenks. I'm like, no, because Drew got screwed last year at WrestleMania. His carried so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's going to be tied. I'm going to win with Solo. Yeah, I'm going to win with Solo.
Nope.
We didn't believe anything.
No, we didn't believe in it. No one or anything.
We lost. So Vacant's still your champion until Backlash.
I can't contend. I'm not here next week.
Well, right, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Backlash is next week, is the day of the wedding, so I guess I'm SOL at this point.
Oh, no, that's right. Backlash is next week. So Vacant's the champ until...
You literally only have to make one... Wait a minute. You literally only have to make one prediction next week and you can be champion.
Yeah, but that's like winning by count-out then. You can't win a title by count-out.
You could be a heel in this regard.
I'm an ass all the time, which makes me a heel anyway on the podcast, I think. I don't want to win a tainted title.
I appreciate that. So we'll wait till AEW Double or Nothing.
Which is a crapshoot then. We're putting the title, nothing against AEW because we love it and we'll get there in a minute, but we're putting the title for 2025 on the line on an AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Fuck. Are we going to have a big screen at the wedding, by the way?
No, you're going to have no screens. Your job is to dance the night away.
So I can't watch Backlash as I'm dancing the shoot.
As long as you have a phone on you, you can do whatever the hell you want, but...
Not going to happen.
Just own your space.
I've already broken my phone, space. By the way.
How do you break your phone?
It's spring cleanup.
You're not supposed to throw the phone away.
Well, no. It got ran over. So...
What?
It got ran over, but it didn't break everything then. Just the case broke. So that worked.
Okay.
Then I dropped it the same night, and it is sort of cracked.
Yeah.
And I can either pay $200 to upgrade right now, or pay next month's bill, which is only like $35, and then I get my free upgrade.
So you might as well, yeah.
The gentle hands of this, because I'm not going to buy a new case for this phone when I'm going to get the newest phone
in a month,
which I'll need another new case for. So now I'm just like, at work, they're like, hey, you have to make a phone call. Get me a fucking pillow because I'm an idiot. So now I'm not answering phones until I'm done, or like not or gross or anything. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, okay.
It's not charging correctly either. I have to wrap the cord around it upside down and backwards because I think it did something to the plug.
I want to know how the vehicle ran over it.
Because I was dicking around at spring cleanup, being a hooligan, taking pictures of things, fell out of my pocket, not knowing it fell out of my pocket, and then as the vehicle left, the guy that was working with me is like, whose phone's this? When it turns on, here's Max. Hi! I'm like, fuck, that's my phone!
Oh, no.
The screen didn't break because the OtterBox worked, but the OtterBox kind of crumbled after a truck ran it over.
Well, yeah, I mean, it did everything it could to save the phone, but...
Right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And now there's this little nick on the corner, which is like, if you hit it, it's like Sabu getting his fingers fucking, or his arm cut open into barbed wire, because this goddamn glass is sharper than shit.
That's when you just, like, buy a $6 screen protector, slap it on there for a month, and hope for the best.
Right. The dogs hate me. They're yelling at me.
You're playing the game I played with my old phone where I dropped it and the screen slowly turned green.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's how long can I wait it out? I'm like, why would I pay $200 upgrade early when all I have to do is pay this month's bill because it's, $35 for this phone. Yet why would I do that? Why wouldn't they say, oh, you only owe this much left on it?
Yeah. I mean, that wouldn't be... They're just nickel and diming you at that point.
Exactly.
Anyways, what did you give this pay-per-view?
This WrestleMania, spectacles were great. They really were. There was a couple good matches that I think that we'll remember for a little bit, but not a long... this isn't going to be Steamboat Savage. This isn't going to be WrestleMania 4 for me. Out of 6, I'm going to give it 3.5.
That's kind of where I was at. It was 3.5. I'll give it the half. I'll give Joe Hendry a half because I believe in him. But
because we saw a record broke of Cena. I liked it. Dom did cool shit. We wanted Dom to win. Nothing against Bex. I do love Becky Lynch, but the return wasn't fantastic.
Yeah.
You buried Rey Fenix.
Exactly.
For a little bit.
I mean, at least good.
Gunther's paying for it now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me, the right people didn't push the right people where they needed to be pushed at. And it really showcased that they are leaning more into the entertainment side than worrying about anything that is sports or wrestling related in that regard. And especially with Travis Scott coming out in the main event, in that is very much, we're getting clickbait in the main event and saying, oh, you guys know Cena too. He won his 17th title in this whole thing, so that's a record. Gets more eyes on the product. People are going to tune in to Backlash. It's very much going in the entertainment direction at this point.
Oh, not that it wasn't already, but TKO's very heavy into it now.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. They are running the show.
So, yeah, that's where I am.
That's fair. We've had more releases in the segments. You guys have
as of the other 4 or 5?
As of the other 4 or 5. Refreshing this page as I go. So the upcoming ones are, let's do this in Shakar Jackson released as well. Eddie Thorpe was let go. Gigi Dolin was let go.
No, I'm mad about that one. She never came. Like, her and Jason J, I think, should have been on the main roster a long time.
They should have had that, and then have the break happen on the main roster, and then it would have been fine.
Gigi could go AEW, and I'd be happy about that.
I think she's going to end up in TNA with her fiance.
Yeah.
So,
that's fine, too.
The last one took me back. I want to see Punk's girls. Cora Jade, gone. See you later.
After just doing stuff in TNA.
Yeah.
Wow. And she was, not to steal Roxanne's thing, she was a legit prodigy, and I know she's got injuries and everything as well, but that one kind of shocks me because they built NXT around her for a while.
They did, and it wasn't like she had fallen out of the good graces of NXT either. She was still thought of in that upper, at least I thought, still in that upper echelon. She's in TNA, she's doing things. I'm kind of surprised by this.
I was trying to find her on the wall. She's right in front of me by Roxanne and Michelle McCool. And I'm like, that was young Cora when she was skateboard and random colors and everything. I liked that Cora too. But the new Cora after enhancements and injuries was just devilish, and
with a whole different personality, yeah.
She could fit in with Cross if they did it the right way. I know they have Scarlett, but that one sucks. The 3 then, essentially, Cora, Dakota, and Gigi, the women.
Very much. And it's kind of shitty in a way, because I thought they would be, the future, what they're going to do, but I don't know. Sean Ross Sapp just reported that there's going to be more NXT releases happening, or he's confirming them, so potentially by the end of the night, or by the end of this podcast, we should say, of this recording, we might have more to report. You guys probably know every single one of them before you even listen to us, but we'll be doing it as we go.
Shit. It's always after WrestleMania. It happens, so.
It is, and they let go of 12 new people, or 12 staffers today in office, so the releases were coming at some capacity. It just mattered when they were coming at that point, but.
Ugh. So let's do some of the backlash of WWE. Then we'll trickle what we kind of like on what's going on in AEW the last couple of weeks.
Like it.
I want to start right from where we started, very at the beginning at WrestleMania 1. Go back to Gunther. He comes out the Monday following, gets in a spat, this, that, and the other, chokes out Cole. McAfee gets involved. McAfee gets choked. Pat McAfee is going to beat Gunther somehow at Backlash. Yes, no?
No. What? Wait, why?
I think Gunther goes away for a while. I don't think he's part of plans, and he makes a big return at Rumble. Listen, Gunther's been working for 5 straight years or so.
I get it.
I know. I'm just throwing this out there. Or it does after Backlash, what McAfee does anyway. Football season's right around the corner. McAfee usually leaves around this time, yada, yada, yada.
Well,
I know it's a little bit early.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I feel like I think Gunther's going to get his redemption with McAfee. I think they just want to. There has to be a payoff with McAfee and Gunther at some capacity with this. I think this is the way to get Gunther a quick win after the J to rebound, because I think they're going to stick him with the retirement tour at SummerSlam in Goldberg and pay that whole thing off. So for some reason, this all ties back to that.
It also gets him instantly away from the title, is
exactly
where I'm really going.
Yeah. He gets removed from the title picture so that Jay can have his highlight, can have his spotlight. Now, Gunther could come back into the title picture back in the Rumble time frame. But this is going to be...
Jay doesn't have it by then.
Exactly. This is going to be a very hard year for Gunther and his fans, because he's not going to have a title, and he's going to be fighting, I'm going to say it, mediocrity at that point.
This is,
go ahead.
You'll probably get Kaiser shitting on him soon, so that'll be something in June or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Not that he's going mid-card.
It's just we're separating.
Lower main card.
We're cutting the fat out, basically. We're taking, we separate him from the title. Now we're going to take off Kaiser, let Kaiser run. Then Gunther builds himself back up, becomes the ring general again. If he loses to McAfee, I will give you this. Well, but I'll give you this though. He loses to McAfee, he's at rock bottom. Kaiser would dump his ass then, because he feels like he would be able to beat him again. Right? And then we could go forward with it. So, it's not going to happen, but it could happen.
Right. I just had to throw that one out because your face was like, you really think McAfee's going to... No.
I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. I bought your thought.
No, so. This is Gunther just... It's a slow redemption through mid to get there, just to get him away from the title.
100%.
Because why wouldn't Gunther get a rematch at Backlash?
Well, yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Right. So, what do you got next?
Oh man, where do I want to go? You and Gunther. I'm going to jump ahead a week. I have been very much on this bandwagon, and I'm going to stay on it. You cannot have a WrestleMania match on SmackDown after WrestleMania when you put out a stinker of a WrestleMania, essentially, in our opinion. The TLC match for the tag titles, which was heavily shown at the Rumble, should have been on the card for WrestleMania because it was a WrestleMania caliber match. Hell, we even got somebody with a prosthetic leg given it to Montez that beat the shit out of somebody.
Many matches could be taken off of this WrestleMania this year for that match.
100%.
We just said we liked because I'm not going to, because I always think the women should have a couple more matches.
Right.
So, Liv Raquel and you're not touching the Io Ripley match. Flair Tiffy's for a title.
Yeah.
Jade and Naomi probably shouldn't have been on this to start the feud, essentially. First match shouldn't be a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take it off because then you're down to only 3 women's matches and out of 25 matches.
Right.
So as much as I liked Proust, put both of those names together, Priest and Drew could have been gone. New Day War Raiders, fuck. This is the 50th time we've seen that.
That was the exact match I thought, like, why the fuck would you put this on WrestleMania versus the actual fucking ladder match for the tag titles?
And I don't care as hot and a Hall of Famer as he is, Gable Mysterio didn't need to be on WrestleMania.
No.
If you weren't going to pay it off by ripping his mask off, then you shift somebody else's match, so a tag team title match is on one night and a tag team title match is on the other night.
Yep. Listen, I get you did a tag team ladder match last year at WrestleMania to just take the titles apart from each other. Do it again.
Yeah.
Do it again. You had better players this year than you did last year in WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, then if we're going to shit, you have most of the women's champion on the card. Again, I'm ripping Jade and Naomi off of this.
Yeah.
Why can't Chelsea and Vega go?
Yeah.
That night for the title.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Vega. I am so happy she finally, I mean, everybody knows how much I adore Chelsea. She did everything she could with this. She is the first U.S. Canadian champion, all of that. Chelsea will be fine. Maybe. I'll put it that way because I'm worried now. Maybe her shtick is gone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm worried at the end of the show you could say something.
Nothing right now. Don't worry about that.
I know, but I'm worried.
Yeah.
Her and Matthew have been seen many places together now.
That's true. That is very true.
Why couldn't Vega get the win at WrestleMania? Why is it got to be on SmackDown?
I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. Give these people their time. I get you want SmackDown to be must-see, but Raw didn't have title changes besides the tag title one, which, whatever. Didn't really have leaned into that too much. It was just a Raw with a couple returns that we'll get to. Why not do that on SmackDown? Yeah. Why take away from WrestleMania when you can add to WrestleMania? Add the value to WrestleMania.
Again, Chelsea and Vega was a much better match than Jade and Naomi.
Agreed. Light years.
I want to talk about one that I'm probably going to steal from you so you can have the other one. Aleister Black's fucking return didn't do much. The crowd was like, welcome back. Cool, you kicked Miz in the face.
And even then, it didn't look good.
No.
But it depends on how you play that. Did Miz walk into that too quickly?
Yeah.
Did Aleister knock you up?
The move.
The move itself, but it was lackluster.
It was, maybe you spoiled it with Aleister 2 weeks ago when what was it, 425?
Yeah,
25. All in black and fire. Well, maybe don't do some announcements for a return.
I agree. The vignettes destroy characters. Rusev's on Monday was fantastic.
Yes.
Because they didn't do any of that. They just let him go.
Yep.
That was great. That was fantastic. We knew he was coming, but we didn't know where.
Right.
That was great. But then you put in Alistair where you're hinting at it and you're telling it. Nobody wants that.
No.
Stop previewing.
You can give me that for, and I'm going to say who was coming for 4 months. Oh, coming. That kind of turned into a joke. We know we're getting stuff Raw and SmackDown after.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give us a vignette. It means so much more.
Yep.
The Russos was great.
Russos was amazing. They set up the tag team title match and then Rusev crush, and it took him out. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you needed to be. Let's not overcomplicate it. Let's not do anything. Let's just do enough.
Yep. What do you got? Since we engulfed all of them together.
We did engulf all of them together. Let me pick one real quick. Damn, we did pick a lot, didn't we? Let's talk about the NXT call-ups, but also playing into this a little bit. You had...
Throw in it. Did you watch all of Stand and Deliver?
I watched parts of it, yes. I did.
It was great.
It was fantastic. Stand and Deliver was great.
It delivered.
It stood and delivered at that capacity. But no, I love that now we have Julia and Roxanne apparently as a team, which I guess now, knowing certain things, that should have been a hint that something was going on there. But then you have Stephanie Vaquer, first, let's back this up, Vaquer versus Io to start this whole thing. Chef's kiss, because that was getting really good really quickly.
Was great.
Yes. And then you have those two come out. Now there's battle lines drawn between Julia and Vaquer. You have Roxanne somehow corrupting her. This was perfect. This was a great introduction to these women that might be playing more of the both sides of the fence here with NXT and the main roster. Although I think Julia and Roxy are basically main roster at this point. Vaquer is going to be floating between the two.
With floating, but I think
leaning more heavy main roster.
Yeah, because who takes it from Steph? I don't know. Steph might be have to relinquish
type of situation.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I want to go one that I'm disappointed didn't return as I run back to returns for... this is a return episode, apparently. After EO won against Bianca and Rhea, the cherry on it would have been Asuka returning and just standing there. Not saying, I'm coming for you, not clapping. Damage control's done. It's done. I think when she loses a title, that is going to be SummerSlam against Asuka.
I could see that. I think Asuka in the Kana mask and as the Kana persona going forward.
She's coming back as a bitch.
She's going to come back as a bitch in a wrecking machine.
Yeah.
And that's the Asuka we want to see.
Back. Yeah.
Want that one back. I agree. That one's going to be tearing the house apart at that point.
And then probably quickly after, or if not engulfed in that storyline, Kyrie has to pick sides.
Yeah.
And I bet you we get a triple threat between those three. And it may be match of the year.
Well, with the players involved? Absolutely. I would be disappointed if we don't get that.
I will be too. That's why I think EO kept... EO's hot right now. EO's doing so much. It's awesome. But I think that's long term to say, look what we got.
Mm-hmm. This is what we got.
Three of the best. Oh, yeah, and we also have Rhea and Bianca and everybody over in this other show.
Yeah.
There's going to be words. Beefy Stronger on one brand that will wreck your shit.
Right.
If you want to watch a wrestling match, you're going to be watching Io, Kyrie, Asuka, and that brand.
You're seeing it now with the Netflix era. Netflix, they can get away with wrestling on Netflix. We're getting a lot more entertainment value on SmackDown as it is. More storyline driven, more everything. But now on Raw, to your point, they're going to play into the wrestling a little bit more because they got a little more time. They have flexible. They can do whatever they need to do on Netflix and deliver what they want to do with it.
I got one, but I want you to go next.
Okay. I want to go to this whole Paul Heyman group of individuals that we've been talking about and circling about and having it all. We know it's Seth, and now we know it's Braun. Maybe Becky.
Lynch is linked.
So this whole group has come together. They tried to recruit Sammy. Nobody and their mother believed Sammy would join this group. It didn't happen, obviously. So it's basically, okay, so we have the two. It always almost feels like there's a third that isn't Becky, but there's a third that's going to be involved in this group that we just haven't seen yet.
Because we're taking Cena out of this now, right?
Cena is no longer in play here. This
Right.
is a whole different group.
This is something for much longer than December.
Yes.
This is a play for a couple WrestleManias.
Potentially. The ultimate end game will be Braun versus Seth Rollins at some point.
Right. So they have to make it through next for sure, I would think, to show how strong they are.
I would assume so.
So are you asking me whom would be the third? Because
I don't have an opinion on the third. I don't have one right now.
good. Because I don't either. I was going to spitball some names that whomever comes in is going to be noteworthy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But is going to take the losses for this team if and when this team loses.
Right.
So I said this person needed a character change. He's a good speaker. Nothing against Seth can speak. Braun is why Heyman's linked to this.
Yeah.
Not that Braun is his uncle or anything.
Right,
But another good speaker turned to the dark side. LA Knight? This is throwing shit out there that it would be a push for him. Am I saying it's going to be him? No, not really. But I think it's like that caliber. It's going to be a shock or something like that. I don't think it's
shock to the system.
Yeah. I don't think it's a Gunther. I don't think it's a this. I don't think it's a, because their big man is Braun.
Yeah.
Their leader is Seth. Their J.J. Dillon is
Paul.
Heyman. You need a Telly or an Arn. Right?
Yeah.
And Becky's maybe will always be associated with it. Maybe not fully fledged. In my eyes.
Do they add a tag team?
It better be a real fucking tag team then. It better be DIY. Or something like that.
Or the Profits or something that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't want it to be Greg Valentine and Bobby Eaton. You know, just
not thrown together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by it. I know there's a third man. There's always a third man, minimum. But who's it gonna be?
Right.
And maybe they're not gonna announce a third man. I don't know why I said that way. But maybe they're not gonna announce a third man until after the Becky Lynch thing plays out. But does that play out for way too long?
Is it Mox, since Seth called him out at WrestleMania?
Is his contract up?
Does Mox walk away from everything he's got going on there? Being able to do whatever he wants, killing himself, going to Japan all the time, da-da-da-da-da?
If Mox walks away from AEW, then AEW's dead in the water. That has been your cornerstone for 5+ years.
Yeah. Because they don't have right now. And we'll get to AEW probably quickly. You brought up Netflix. And this is a long time running since January. Tripp said one thing about time frames on Netflix. It could go up to 4 hours. It could be 40 minutes. When this year do we get a 40-minute Raw and it fucks everybody off, but it may be one of the greatest Raws? He said 40 minutes for a reason.
Yeah.
He didn't say an hour or anything like that. So it is in the plans that at some point there is going to be a really short Raw.
Right. It almost feels like it would be like with the Cena storyline, right? Like Rock has gotten so pissed at something going on that he kills the show.
He calls TKO and it's done.
Done. Because it's a power play, right?
Yep.
It has to be Rock related, and I think it happens on like the build to SummerSlam too. Like we're hyping, we're ready to go. And then something happens to Cena or Travis Scott or something, and he goes, "That's it, done, kill it."
Calls producer X. We're done. Turn it off.
Kill the show. Yep.
It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be like, just pay attention.
Yes.
It's going to get there sooner than we think. I like that you said SummerSlam.
I think it's perfect for SummerSlam.
Because then that starts the whole Cena's turning face again.
Yeah, exactly.
Want to go to AEW? Do you have anything else on WWE?
Nothing else on WWE. Let's go AEW. We know the Owen. We have the Owen finalists.
We do.
Jamie, Mercedes, and Ospreay and Hangman. I thought we were getting Mercedes Chris 3.
I
don't hate Hater in this, but we know it's Monday, so that's probably why.
Especially after this week when she called Tony out.
Yeah, 100%. Ospreay, Hangman, I'm loving it, but unless Swerve's in this title picture at All In, I don't think we're getting that. So it's Ospreay. I think that's Ospreay Mox very clearly at this point.
Doesn't Swerve have something to do with Mox? No, it's Samoa Joe.
It's Mojo. Although Joe and Mox are fighting in 2 weeks at spring break, so something could happen at
in between.
Double or Nothing, or it could just be Anarchy in Arena where it's the Elite and Mox versus Team AEW at that point.
Yeah.
And Darby jumps off of Everest to get him, so who knows? But
you think he's back?
I don't think he's back that soon. There's no way. I don't even think he's made up Everest yet.
How long does it really take to go up Everest?
Did we not talk about this? I feel like
I think we said it. I'm a gnat.
It's like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah. Like it's crazy.
And you have to come back down, which is another couple weeks.
It's cold. Ugh.
It's not on my list of things to do.
Right. Ever.
Oh, okay. This is a full on. Is about 2 months. So the trek to base camp's 2 weeks, and then you stay at base camp for several weeks, and you push to the summit. It's like a 12 to 18 hour trip to the summit.
Oh.
And then it's 46 days that you have to recover after reaching the summit. Reaching the summit.
I'll just fly by it one day.
That seems like the best. Yeah, that seems like the best thing to do right now.
Good for you if you want to do that in your life. Kudos. You're right. I think it's definitely Monet. Monet's going to have 6 titles before she starts losing any of them.
You know who she's going to lose the first title to?
Vacant. She's going to have to give up the TBS title.
Okay, that's fair. You know who she's going to lose the second title to?
Who?
Stat. I think this is Stat at Full Gear or something close. Because she'll lose the AEW title to Stat. And then, like FTR did a couple years ago, once you lose the main titles, every other title falls off.
Yeah. Yeah, she loses the AEW title injured from Stat. We don't see her for months, and when she comes back, she has none of the others because she went to take care of the Evolve and as well. I want Hangman Swerve again for the title, but I don't see how they're not getting it on Ospreay. They're putting it on Ospreay before anybody else, I would imagine, at this point.
I think Darby's going to take too long to recover, so they're going to give it to Ospreay, add All In, take care of that, wrap up that storyline. Swerve and Hangman, because now they're starting to reconcile randomly.
Right.
I just feel like they're going to stick them together for a tag team title run at some point.
And then by hook or crook, one of them are going to get pinned, and then the other one's going to go off and get pissed and start back over again.
And we're kicking right back off.
Yeah. I want to go MJF. Is this story getting a little long with a thumbs up and thumbs down? And now this week, Bob says you have to hurt somebody to be in it.
I just don't understand what they're doing. I do actually. I think it's getting a little long, but I think at the end of the day, MJF's taking his advice too literal, and he's going to attack somebody in the Hurt Syndicate. Somebody's getting ousted from the Hurt Syndicate, I feel like. Because to me, it's either you're
MVP.
It's either you're taking out somebody in the Hurt Syndicate, or you're doing something to just put forward a new group to take them on, right? I think the easiest target's MVP, and it makes the most sense. Or he's going to try to take out Bob. Good luck with that. I don't know how he's going to accomplish that.
And he fills in his champion with Shelton for a while?
Maybe.
I think he hurts somebody else, honestly. I think he hurts Ted Jones. That's our new Bob Smith. I think he hurts Ted Jones in a random. Gets in. I know we've heard stories. Do we link back around to him and Wardlow?
Well, that was my other thing is maybe he does hurt MVP, and then it's him and Wardlow versus them for the tag titles.
That's where my head is. That he's bringing him back. Because MJF's not going to be around the main title for
a long time.
We could build AEW for 5 years out.
Yeah.
MJF's not going to see the title again. But next week we'll say, oh, MJF's winning the title tomorrow.
It could happen.
Because we said he might months ago there's no consistency all the time.
Well, yeah, and he might be the one to take it off of Ospreay when the time comes.
Right. To lose it to Darby to finish that
That
storyline.
storyline. Yeah, exactly. Headlock takeover.
Yeah. Right? How you feeling about your boys beating up all these legends? Rock and Roll Express.
It was needed. It changed for FTR. I just don't know. I don't like where the payoff's going to come from because it's going to be Cope and Christian.
Yeah.
But then Christian's got to finish. The Stokely piece is a little odd to me, but Stokely also can work. So I'm not worried about Stokely. I'm trying to figure out the Christian piece of it because I'm going to lump in Nick Wayne and him. So we're going to play this for 2 months until All In for Nick Wayne. He's going to be the TV champ, and
Nick Wayne's going to Japan, so he's going to be gone for a week.
He's going to be gone for months. A month, they said. Because he's going to be in the junior straight. So maybe it will work. Maybe he'll get to Double or Nothing, win, disappear for a month, and then we can carry it to All In or something like that. I don't know. But at some point, Cope is going to face FTR. And I feel like the only way he's going to face FTR is with his buddy, Jay.
I said that in the Crushies.
You did say that. It's coming to fruition.
It's just, I don't know if I wanted it this way.
You gotta take the good with the bad.
No,
you gotta take it the way you gotta take it, I guess. I don't know. But
I don't mean to be mean, but I don't know what else I got on AEW. Like,
I mean, the only other match is, the one match was literally a showcase match.
Which was 45 fucking minutes.
That's way too long.
There doesn't need to be build up for Omega Okada, right?
No. We're
have
limping. We are limping to Omega Okada right now.
Yeah. And Briscoe's going to take losses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's the only one in that match. This Kevin Knight, you're building him up.
Mike Bailey, you're building up.
Yeah.
Ricochet building up from the other side of things.
Bucks don't take losses unless they're doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Omega and Okada aren't going to interact much in these showcases.
No.
Plug and play one other person on each team, and Briscoe takes a loss, or Ted Jones takes a loss.
Or OC comes back and takes a loss.
Yeah. This has been like the second 8-man showcase in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. They're struggling. They're struggling a way to show Okada Omega without showing Okada and Omega.
Yeah. They'll announce it the week before.
Yeah.
We already know when it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. So why not just say, why not Double or Nothing, Mike Bailey, Omega, one-on-one? Or Ricochet, Omega, one-on-one, Mike Bailey versus Okada, one-on-one. Do the titles, the Wednesday after, just be like, okay, title for title, Okada versus Omega at All In, start the 6-week build, because you will not be struggling at that point.
No. And Omega can carry all of the interviews.
Yep.
Okada can come out and do the middle finger every once in a while and be fine.
Call somebody bitch and be done.
Yeah. All Omega has to do is tell the story from the last 20 years of them guys meeting.
Yeah.
And those that don't know it will go find it. Mm-hmm. To be salivating for it at All In.
Exactly.
This shouldn't have started yet, is where I'm going.
No, they should never tease it at Revolution.
No. Way too early.
Mm-hmm.
For a 6-month payoff.
Yeah.
I'm done. I got nothing else.
Ace tapped. He's tapping out. He's tapping out like Gunther, guys.
I am. I don't know what else. I mean, I don't know what.
There's nothing else. There's nothing else really in AEW that you can go to.
No. Not that's got meat on it yet.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, folks, Jenks is gone for 2 weeks. I want you all to send him well wishes, thoughts and prayers. This has been running through my head the whole week. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We love Sir Michael Jenks. Something will be on the air next week. I'm not sure what. Something will be on the air. I'll throw something together, but it will be pre-recorded. I might talk about maybe Raw and AEW, but we'll get there. Just wish a happy marriage and everything to Sir Michael Jenks. It is going to be a blast next week. I'm so excited for you. One of my Goombas, broskies, whatever you want to call it, that's ridden this shit show and everything way before then. I'm so happy for you and Kimberly. It's awesome. So here comes the Jenks. Less than a week away, essentially, when this is out.
Yeah, less than a week. It's unbelievable at this point how close we are. It's the final countdown.
Or it's Carry On Wayward Son.
Oh, no, I wish I would have played that one at the wedding. Crap. Oh, that would have been a good one.
So, Jenks, you'll revert back in 2 weeks. We'll see what you've done on your honeymoon. We'll see how much wrestling you watch during marriage week and honeymoon week. But imagine, not being a dick, it should not be a lot. Otherwise, she's going to kill you.
Listen, I do get up ahead of her way earlier, so maybe. We'll see.
Listen, when you're out there on the cabana and yada 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 on the vacation, wrestling should be the farthest thing from your mind. These weeks should be just like, this is what it's about, and I love it.
Yep, that's exactly the plan. It's just taking in every moment and enjoying it. So
where are the doggos going?
They're staying home.
You know what?
What?
I should just have your sister go over when I'm recording. We'll make this. Jess, we need to make this happen. Me, Bailey, and Charlie will put a wrestling podcast together. And Max, of course.
Listen, they will be more coherent of a co-host than I am, so it'll work. Kimberly's mom is coming over. She's staying the whole week with the pups, so they're staying home. They have their free range. Nothing much is going to change. They're still going to be horrible for her, but hey.
Grammy time. She is going to take it off the chin, isn't she?
It's going to be something else. Bailey's going to be.
Or they're going to be so spoiled that they don't want you two back.
Well, that's the other part I was going to talk to. Is Bailey's going to be like 400 pounds by the time I get back, because she's going to be begging for food left and right and getting it. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you got to say? Take your time. Do whatever. I love you.
I'm going to say thank you for the kind words and encouragement that you gave me. And that's why, well, in this podcast and that, and asking everybody to say thank you and that. Ahead of time, if anybody does send me well wishes and that, thank you. I appreciate them. We appreciate them. It's been a ride, and this is something I've looked forward to for a long time. So now we're finally here, and thank fucking God, because I'm done with wedding planning, and we just need to get this wedding over with. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. I love you guys. I will see you in 2 weeks, and I will be ready for, which is right for Double or Nothing. I will be ready to go for that. So
if I would have saved all the clips of the ups and downs, and downs and downs and downs. Yeah. All right, Jenksy, I will see you in person, in living color, in love, next week.
And I will see you with a wedding ring on my finger, and I'll give you a big old hug. So
remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean I want you to do more.
Oh,
Here to
what?
this podcast.
You can't throw me under the bus like that. I was ready for you're a garbage can, not a garbage cannot part.
You try it again.
Do it again.
Just remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
Because you're a garbage can, not a garbage cannot. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them.
Because you never know.
Whoop, whoop.